She'll live.
Thank God.
You're a pair of lucky parents. I can tell you now, I thought she wouldn't.
Nonsense. The child's a Keller. She has the constitution of a goat. She'll outlive us all.
Yes, especially if some of you Kellers don't get a night's sleep. I mean you, Mrs. Keller.
You hear, Katie?
I hear.
I brought up 2 of them, Doctor. This is my wife's first. She isn't battle-scarred yet.
Doctor, don't be merely considerate. Will my girl be all right?
Oh, by morning she'll be knocking over Captain Keller's fences again.
And isn't there anything we should do?
Why, put up stronger fencing, huh?
Just let her get well. She knows how to do it better than we do. The main thing is, the fever's gone. These things come and go with infants. Never know why. Call it acute congestion of the stomach and brain.
I'll see you to your buggy, Doctor.
I've never seen a baby with more vitality. That's the truth.
Hush. Don't you cry now. You've been trouble enough. Call it acute congestion indeed. I don't see what's so cute about a congestion just because it's yours. We'll have your father run an editorial in the paper. The wonders of modern medicine. They don't know what they're curing, even when they cure it. Men and their battle scars. We women will have to. Helen? Captain, will you come? Captain!
Katie, what's wrong?
Look!
Well, she knows
She
these all the
can't
time.
see. Look at her eyes. She can't see.
Helen?
Oh, here. When I screamed, she didn't blink, not an eyelash.
Helen!
She can't hear you.
Helen!
First, I'm going to cut off this doctor's legs. 1, 2. Now I'm going to...
Why are you cutting off that doctor's legs?
I'm going to give him an operation. Now I'm going to cut off his arms. 1, 2. Now I'm going to... You stop that.
Cut off his stomach. That's a good operation.
No, I'm going to cut off his head first. He got bad cold.
Ain't gonna be much of that doctor left to fix up. Time to finish on them.
Ah! What you do? Bite her hand?
That's how I do. She kept putting her fingers in my mouth. I just bite them off.
What's she trying to do now?
She trying to talk. She gonna get mad. Look at her trying to talk.
You just sit quiet and...
Helen! Let me have those scissors.
She only dug him off his eyes out. Almost dug. It's always almost. No point worrying till it happens, is there?
How does she stand there? Why haven't you seen this Baltimore man? It's not a thing you can let go on and on like the weather.
The weather here doesn't ask permission of me in here. Speak to my father.
Arthur, something ought to be done for that child.
A refreshing suggestion. What?
Why, this very famous oculist in Baltimore I wrote to you about. What was his name?
Dr. Chisholm.
Yes, I've heard lots of cases of blindness people thought couldn't be cured. He's cured. He just does wonders. Why don't you write to him?
I stopped believing in wonders.
I think the captain will write to him soon. Won't you, Captain?
No.
Good money after bad, or bad after good, or bad after bad.
Well, if it's just a question of money, Arthur, now you're marshal, you have this Yankee money, might as well do something that...
It's not money. The child's been to specialists all over Alabama and Tennessee. If I thought it'd do good, I'd have her to every fool doctor in the country.
I think the captain will write to him soon.
Katie, how many times can you let them break your heart?
Any number of times, as long as it's the least chance for her to see or to hear.
Well, there
or...
isn't. Now, I must finish here.
I think, with your permission, I'd like to write.
I said no, Katie.
Why, writing does no harm, Arthur. Only a little bitty letter to see if he can help her.
He can't.
We won't know that to be a fact, Captain, until after you write.
Katie, he can't.
Father stands up. That makes it a fact.
You be quiet. I'm badgered enough by females here without your impudence. Katie, I might as well try to work in a hen yard as to work in this house.
You really ought to put her away, Father.
What?
Some asylum. It's the kindest thing.
Why, Jane, she's your sister, not a
Half
nobody.
sister, and half mentally defective. You can't even keep yourself clean. It's not pleasant to see her about all the time.
Do you dare complain of what you can see?
This discussion is at end, and I'll thank you not to broach it again, Ev. I've done as much as I can bear. I can't give my whole life to it. This house is at 6s and 7s from morning till night with the child. It's time some attention was paid to Mildred here instead.
You'll wake her up, Captain.
I want some peace in this house, and I don't care how. But one way we're not going to have it is by running up and down the countryside every time someone hears of a new quack. I'm as sensible to this child's affliction as anyone else. It hurts me to look at the girl.
It was not our affliction I meant for you to write about, Captain.
Helen, my buttons!
Eyes? She wants the doll to have eyes.
My goodness, I'm not decent.
She doesn't know any better, Aunt Tab. I'll sew them back on again.
Never done. With everyone letting her do anything, she takes
You
it to
be
my-
quiet.
What did I say
You
now?
talk too much.
I was agreeing with you.
Whatever it was, deprived child, the least she can have are the little things she wants.
It's worth a couple of buttons, Kate. Look. That child has more sense than all these men colors. Is there ever any way to reach that mind of hers?
Helen!
Helen! Helen, you're not to do such things. How can I make you understand?
Katie,
How can I get it through your head, my darling, my poor
Katie,
child?
some way of teaching her an iota of discipline has to be
How
found.
can you discipline an afflicted child? Is it her
I
fault?
didn't say it was her fault.
Then whose? I don't know what to do. How
What's-
can I teach her? Beat her till she's black and blue?
It's just not safe to let her run around loose. There must be a way of confining her somehow.
Where? In a cage? She's a growing child. She has to use her limbs.
Well, answer me one thing. Is it fair to Mildred here?
Are you willing to put her away?
Now what?
She wants to talk like, be like you and me. Every day she slips farther away, and I don't know how to call her back.
Oh, I've a mind to take her up to Baltimore myself. If that doctor can't help her, maybe he'll know who can.
All right, the man, Katie.
Who could do nothing for the girl, of course. It was Dr. Bell who thought she might somehow be taught. I have written the family only that a suitable governess, Miss Annie Sullivan, has been found here in Boston and will come. It will no doubt be difficult for you there, Annie, but it has been difficult for you at our school too, huh? Gratifying, yes. When you first came to us and could not spell your name, to accomplish so much here in a few years. But always an Irish battle for independence. This is my last time to counsel you, Annie. And you do lack some, by some I mean all. What? Tact or talent to bend to others. And what has saved you on more than one occasion here at Perkins is that there was nowhere to expel you to. Your eyes hurt?
My ears, Mr. Anandros.
Nowhere but back to Tewksbury, where children learn to be saucy. I know how dreadful it was there, Annie. But that battle is dead and done with. Why not let it stay buried?
Think God must owe me a resurrection.
What?
Well, he keeps digging up that battle.
That is not a proper thing to say, Annie. It is what I mean.
Yes, but I know what I'm like. But this child have to, Mr. Ananios. It's just that in children it seems a little precocious. Can I use that word?
Only if you can spell it.
Premature. So I hope, at least, she's a bright one.
Deaf, blind, mute. No one knows. She is like a little safe, locked, that no one can open. Perhaps there is a treasure inside.
Maybe it's empty, too.
Possible. I should warn you, she is much given to tantrums.
Means something is inside. Well, so am I if I believe all I hear. Maybe you should warn them.
Honey, I wrote them no word of your history. You will find yourself among strangers now who know nothing of it.
Well, we'll keep them in a state of blessed ignorance.
Perhaps you should tell it,
Why? I have enough trouble with people who don't know.
so they will understand when you have trouble.
The only time I have trouble is when I'm right. Is it my fault it's so often? I won't give them trouble, Mr. Ananios. I'll be so ladylike they won't realize I've come.
Honey, be humble. It is not as if you have so many offers to pick and choose. You will need their affection working with this child.
I hope I won't need their pity.
We can all use some pity. So, you are no longer our pupil. We throw you into the world to teach her, if the child can be taught. No one expects you to work miracles, even for $25 a day. Now, in this envelope, a loan for the railroad, which you will repay me when you get a bank account. But in this box, a gift with our love. I think other friends are ready to say goodbye.
Mr. Ananios! Dear Mr. Ananios, Well, what should I say? That I'm an ignorant, opinionated girl and everything I am I owe to you?
That is only half true, Annie.
Which half? I crawled in here like a drowned rat. I thought I died when Jimmy died, that I'd never again come alive. Well, you say with love so easy, and I haven't loved so since, and I never will, I suppose. But this place gave me more than my eyes back. Or taught me how to spell, which I'll never learn anyway. But with all the fights and trouble I've been here, it taught me what help is, and how to live again. And I don't want to say goodbye. Don't open the door, I'm crying.
They will not see.
Annie. Here, Beatrice.
There's a present. We bought you a going away present, Annie.
Oh, now you shouldn't have it.
We did. Where's the present?
Don't go, Annie. Away.
Alice has it.
Alice?
Where's Alice? Here I am. Where? Here.
I have it, everybody. Should I open it?
Open it.
Open it, Annie.
Everyone be quiet.
Do, Annie.
Yes,
open
do,
the
Annie.
present.
Do, She's opening it.
Shh.
Is it open, Annie?
It's open.
It's for your eyes, Annie. Put them on, Annie. Because Mrs. Hopkins said your eyes were since the operation.
And she said you're going where the sun is fierce.
I'm putting them on now.
Don't go, Annie. Where the sun is fierce.
Do they fit all right?
Oh, they fit just fine.
Did you put them on? Are they pretty, Annie?
Why, my eyes feel hundreds of % better already. And pretty, do you know how I look in them? Splendiloquent. Like a racehorse.
There's another present.
Beatrice.
We have a present for Helen, too. Give it to her, Beatrice. Here, Annie. It's for Helen.
And we took up a collection to buy it.
And Laura dressed it.
It's beautiful.
So don't forget, you be sure to give it to Helen from us, Annie.
I promise it'll be the first thing I give her. If I don't keep it for myself, that is. You know I can't be trusted with dolls.
Don't go, Annie. To her.
Sarah, dear, I don't want to go.
Then where are you going?
Because I'm a big girl now. And big girls have to earn a living. It's the only way I can. But if you don't smile for me first, what I'll just have to do is...
What?
Put you in my suitcase instead of this doll and take you to Helen in Alabama.
Come, children. We must get the suitcase into the carriage and Annie into her train. Or no one will go to Alabama. Come, come.
Bye, Daddy. Miss you. Where are we going, Annie?
Jimmy,
Where are we going?
I said I'm taking care of you.
Forever and ever?
Annie Sullivan, age 9, virtually blind. James Sullivan, age 7. What's the matter with your legs, sonny?
Forever and ever.
Can't he walk without that crutch? Girl goes to the women's ward, boys to the men.
Annie! Annie! Don't let them take me! Annie!
Annie! Annie!
Coming!
Let Mr. Jimmy go by himself. You've been poking in that garden all day. You ought to rest your feet.
I can't wait to see her, Viney.
Well, maybe she ain't gonna be on this train neither.
And maybe she is.
And maybe she ain't.
And maybe she is. Where's Helen?
Oh, she's upstairs smelling around. She knows something funny's going on.
Let her have her supper as soon as Mildred's in bed, and tell the captain when he comes that we'll be delayed tonight.
Again?
I don't think we need say again. Simply delayed will do.
I mean, that's what he's gonna say. What? Again?
Yes, we're expecting someone. Someone from our Helen. Oh dear. This was clean not an hour ago. Here, for while I'm gone. I don't think one peppermint drop will spoil your supper.
Jimmy,
Sir,
you don't look dressed for anything useful, boy.
I'm not. It's for Miss Sullivan.
Needn't keep holding up that porch. We have wooden posts for that. I asked you to see that the strawberry plants are moved this evening.
I'm moving your Mrs. Keller instead to the station.
Mrs. Keller, must you always speak of her as though you've never met the lady?
Mother. I said mother.
Captain,
Evening, my dear.
we're off to meet the train. Supper will be a trifle delayed tonight.
What? Again?
With your permission, Captain.
Oh, what you want, honey, old mama? Oh. I guess one little tea cake ain't gonna ruin your appetite. Here you go.
She's gone. She's gone. Son and I don't get along. You don't know I'm your father. No one likes me. Supper's delayed again. Here. Brought you a little stick candy. One nibble of sweets can't do any harm.
Captain Keller, now how am I gonna get her to eat her supper? You fill her up with all that trash.
Tend your work.
Miss Sullivan?
Here, lost. I've been on train so many days I thought they must be backing up every time I dozed off.
I'm James Keller.
James, I had a brother, Jimmy. Are you Helen's?
I'm only half a brother. You're to be her governess?
Well, try.
You look like half a governess. Mrs. Keller, Miss Sullivan.
We've met every train for 2 days.
I changed trains every time we stopped. The man who sold me that ticket ought to be tied at the tracks.
You have another suitcase, Miss Sullivan?
Yes. Oh, you didn't bring Helen. I was hoping you would.
No, she's home.
You live far from town, Mrs. Keller?
Only a mile.
Well, I suppose I can wait 1 more mile. But don't be surprised if I get out to push the horse.
Helen's waiting for you, too. There's been such a bustle in the house, she expects something. Heaven knows what. I expected a desiccated spinster. You're very young.
Well, you should have seen me when I left Boston. I got much older on this trip.
I mean, to teach anyone as difficult as Helen.
I mean to try. They can't put you in jail for trying.
Is it possible even to teach a deaf-blind child half of what an ordinary child learns? Has that ever been done?
Half?
A tenth?
No. Dr. Howe did wonders, but an ordinary child? No. But then I thought when I was going over his reports, he never treated them like ordinary children. More like eggs. Everyone was afraid would break.
May I ask how old you are?
Well, I'm not in my teens, you know. I'm 20.
All of 20.
Mrs. Keller, don't lose heart just because I'm not on my last legs. I have 3 big advantages over Dr. Howe that money couldn't buy for you. One is his work behind me. I read everything he ever wrote about it, and he wasn't exactly what you'd call a man of few words. Another is to be young. Why, I have energy to do anything. The third is, I've been blind.
Advantages?
Well, some have the luck of the Irish, some do not.
What will you try and teach her first?
First, last, and in between, language.
Language.
Language is to the mind more than light is to the eye. Dr. Howe said that.
Language. We can't get through to teach her to sit still. You are young, despite your years, to have such confidence. Do you inside?
No. To tell you the truth, I'm as shaky inside as a baby's rattle.
Don't be. We'll do all we can to help and to make you feel at home. Don't think of us as strangers, Miss Annie.
Oh, strangers aren't so strange to me. I've known them all my life.
Sure enough.
Welcome to Ivy Green, Miss Sullivan. I take it you are Miss Sullivan.
My husband, Miss Annie, Captain Keller.
Captain, how do you do?
It's a pleasure to see you at last. I trust you had an agreeable journey.
Oh, I had several. When did this country get so big?
Where would you like the other suitcase, Father?
Where Miss Sullivan can get at it, I imagine.
Yes, please.
In her room, Jimmy.
We put you in the upstairs corner room. If there's any breeze at all this summer, you'll feel it.
And the suitcase?
I'll take the suitcase thing.
Not at all. I have it, Miss Sullivan.
I'd like it.
I couldn't think of it, Miss Sullivan. You'll find in the South we view women as flowers of civilization.
It is for Helen. Thank you. When do I see her?
There's Helen. Well?
She's very rough, Katie.
I like her, Captain.
Well, they certainly rear a peculiar kind of young woman in the North. How old is she?
Oh, well, She's not in her teens, you know.
Well, she's only a child. What's her family like shipping her off alone this far?
I couldn't learn. She's very closed-mouthed about some things.
Why does she have to wear those glasses? I like to see a person's
But
eyes. when they
son,
talk.
she was blind.
Blind?
She had 9 operations on her eyes, one just before she came.
Blind, good heavens. They expect one blind child to teach another? Has she enough experience at least? How long did she teach there?
She was a pupil.
Katie, this is her first position?
She was valedictorian.
Here's a house full of grown-ups can't cope with a child. How can a half-blind, inexperienced Yankee schoolgirl manage her?
Great improvement. Now we have 2 of them to look after.
You look after the strawberry plants.
Nothing I say is right.
Why say anything? Don't be long, Captain. We'll have supper right away.
All the trouble I went to, and that's how I look. Oh no, not the drawers. All right, Mr. Sullivan. Let's begin with doll. D O L L doll.
You spell pretty well. Finding out if she's ticklish? She is. What is it? A game?
An alphabet
Alphabet?
for the deaf. Oh, how bright she is.
You think she knows what she's doing? She imitates everything. She's a monkey.
Yeah, she's the bright little monkey, all right?
She wants a doll
When
there.
she spells it.
Spell? She doesn't know a thing has an
Of
A.
course not. Who expects her to know? All I want is for her fingers to learn the letters.
Won't mean anything to her. Doesn't like that alphabet, Miss Sullivan. Inventing yourself.
Spanish monks under a vow of silence. Which I wish you'd take. Cake from Washington up north. It's the best I can do. C A K E. Do what my fingers do. Never mind what it means. Get it down fast. Maybe I'll steal that back too. D O L L. Think it over. L. Imitate now, understand later. End of the first lesson. Oh! Oh! Oh, you little wretch! No one's taught you any manners. Helen! 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 Let me out of the...
Buffalo gal, aren't you coming out tonight? Aren't you coming out tonight? Aren't you coming out tonight? Buffalo gal, aren't you coming out tonight?
Don't worry, they'll find you. You're not lost. Only out of place. and toothless. Oh, it hurts.
It hurts, Annie. It hurts.
Keep that brat shut up, can't you, girlie? How's a body to get any sleep in this here ward?
It hurts.
Shut up, you!
Annie, when are we going home? You promised.
Jimmy.
Forever and ever, you said. Forever. Annie? Annie, you there? Annie, it hurts.
Grab him! He's falling!
Annie!
Little girl, I must tell you, your brother will be going on a...
Supper is ready. Jimmy, will you call your father?
Certainly. Father, supper!
No need to shout. I've been cooling my heels for an hour. Sit down.
Certainly.
Bonnie?
Yes, Captain, I'm here.
Mildred went directly to sleep, honey.
Oh, yes, ma'am, that babe's an angel.
And Helen had a good supper?
Well, I don't know, ma'am. Somehow she didn't seem to have much of an appetite tonight.
Well, now, couldn't say the same for my part. I'm famished. Katie, your plate?
Well, where's Miss Annie?
In her room.
In her room? Doesn't she know hot food must be eaten when it's hot? Go bring her down at once, Jimmy.
Certainly. I'll get a ladder.
What?
I'll need a ladder. It shouldn't take me long.
What shouldn't take you long?
Jimmy, do as I say. Go upstairs at once and tell Miss Sullivan supper's getting cold.
She's locked in her room.
Locked in
What
her...
on earth are you
Helen
doing?
locked her and made off with the key.
And you sit there and say nothing?
Well, everyone's been telling me not to say anything.
Bonnie, look out back for Helen. See if she has that key.
Yes, ma'am.
She's out by the pump. Miss Sullivan, are you in there?
Oh, I'm in here all right, Captain Keller.
Is there no key on your side?
Well, if there was a key in here, I wouldn't be in here. Helen took it. The only thing on my side is me.
Miss Sullivan, not in this house 10 minutes. I don't see how you managed it.
And even I'm not on my side.
Bonnie,
Yes, Captain.
put the meat back in the oven.
Yes, Captain.
She has no key.
Nonsense. She must have the key. Have you searched her pockets?
Yes, she doesn't have it.
Katie, she must have the key.
Would you prefer to search her yourself, Captain?
No, I would not prefer to search her myself. She almost took my kneecaps off earlier this evening. Take that ladder back.
Certainly.
She could have hidden the key
Where?
anywhere. Under a rock, in the flower beds,
I
in
can't go
grass.
plowing up the entire grounds and find a missing key. Jimmy,
Sir?
bring me a ladder.
Certainly.
What's Mildred doing up?
Captain woke a man, all that hollering.
Miss Sullivan,
Yes, Captain Keller.
come out.
I don't see how I can. There isn't room.
I intend to carry you. Climb onto my shoulder and hold on tight.
No, that's very chivalrous of you, but I'd really prefer...
Miss Sullivan, follow instructions. I will not have you also tumbling out of our windows. Now, I hope that this is not a sample of what we can expect from you in the way of simplifying the work of looking after Helen.
Captain Keller, I'm perfectly able to go down a ladder by myself.
I doubt it, Miss Sullivan. Now, hold on to my neck.
Oh,
My neck, Miss Sullivan.
I'm sorry to inconvenience you this way.
No inconvenience other than having that door taken down and the lock replaced if we fail to find that key.
I'll look everywhere for it.
Thank you. And do not look in any rooms that can be locked. There.
Thank you very
What are you
much.
looking at? Get back to work. There's nothing to look at here. Now, would it be possible for us to have supper like other people?
Bonnie serves supper. I'll put Mildred to sleep.
Yes, ma'am.
Might as well leave the L-A-D-D-E-R.
You devil! You think I'm so easily gotten rid of? You have a thing or two to learn first. I have have nothing else to do and nowhere to go. And nobody here has attempted to control her. The greatest problem I have is how to discipline her without breaking her spirit. Ink. Ink, it has a name. Down, under, up, and be careful of the needle. Fine. You keep out of the ink and peroxide, and keep out of the soup. These blocks are her hand. All right. Let's try temperance. Bad girl. Good girl. Very good girl.
What are you saying to her?
Oh, I was just making conversation. Say it was a sewing card.
But does that mean that to her?
No, she won't know what spelling is till she knows what a word is.
Yet you keep spelling.
Why? I like to hear myself talk.
The captain says it's like spelling to a fence post.
I'll see now.
Is it?
No, it's how I want to talk to Mildred.
Mildred?
Any baby. Gibberish, grown-up gibberish, baby talk gibberish. Do they understand one word of it to start? Somehow they begin to, if they hear it. And letting Helen hear it.
Other children are not impaired.
Oh, there's nothing inside that head that's impaired. It works like a mousetrap.
But after a child hears how many words, Miss Annie? 1 million?
I guess no mother's ever minded enough to count.
What does she spell?
I spelled card, she spelled cake. No, it's still a finger game, Mrs. Keller. What she has to learn first is that things have names.
When will she learn it?
Maybe after 1,000,001 words.
I should like to learn those letters, Miss Annie.
I'll teach you tomorrow morning. Makes only 500,000 each.
It's her bedtime. I'm sorry, Miss Annie.
Why does she get a reward? For stabbing me?
Well, we catch our flies with honey, I'm afraid. We haven't the heart for much else, and so often she simply cannot be compelled.
Yes, I'm the same way myself. through which knowledge enters the mind of the child.
Breakfast ready!
No, but shouldn't we give the devil his due, Father? The fact is, we lost the sight of who he is earlier when he outthought us behind Vicksburg.
Outthought's a peculiar word for a butcher.
Harness maker, wasn't he?
I said butcher. His only virtue as a soldier was numbers. He led them out to slaughter with no more regard than for so many sheep.
But even in that sense, he was a butcher. The fact is...
A drunken one half the war.
Agreed, Father. Some people said he was. I can't argue he was.
What is it you find to admire in such a man, Jimmy? The butchery or the drunkenness?
Neither, Father. Only the fact that he beat us.
He didn't.
Is it your contention we won the war, sir?
He didn't beat us at Vicksburg. We lost Vicksburg because Pemberton gave Bragg 5,000 of his cavalry, and Loring, whom I knew personally for a nincompoop before you were born, marched away from Champion's Hill with enough men to have held it. We lost Vicksburg from stupidity verging on treason.
I would have said we lost Vicksburg because Grant was one thing no Yankee general was before him.
Drunk? I doubt it.
Obstinate.
Obstinate? Could any of them compare even that with old Stonewall? Why, if he'd been there, we'd still have Vicksburg.
Well, the butcher simply wouldn't give up. He tried 4 ways of getting around Vicksburg, and on the 5th try he got around. Anyone else would have pulled north.
He wouldn't have got around it if we'd have had a Southerner in command instead of a half-breed Yankee trader like Pemberton. What's the matter there?
Miss Annie, you see she's accustomed to helping herself from
Yes,
our
but
plate than anybody else
to it.
Of course not. Viney?
Give her something, Jimmy, to quiet her.
The table dinner, the best she has.
Let her this time, Miss Sullivan. It's the only way we get adult conversation around here. If my son's half merits that description, I'll get you another plate.
I have a plate, thank you.
Bonnie, I'm afraid what the captain says is only too true. She'll keep digging in your plate until you
Bonnie,
let her have
bring Miss Sullivan another plate.
I have a plate. Nothing's wrong with the plate. I intend to keep it.
Ha! You see why they took Vicksburg?
Miss Sullivan, one plate or another, is hardly a man in a struggle with a deprived child
I tend to
about.
have a more heroic issue myself.
No, Look, she hurt herself.
No, she hasn't.
Would you please let her hands go?
Miss Annie, you don't know the child well enough. She'll keep digging into your plate.
I know an ordinary cancer when I see one, and a badly spoiled child.
Here!
Miss Sullivan, you would have more understanding of your pupil if you had some pity in you. Now kindly do as I say.
This tyrant! The whole house hums of her whims. Is there anything she wants she doesn't get? I'll tell you what I see. The sun will dry and set for her all her life. And every day you're telling her it will. What good will your pity do her when under the strawberries cut the
Kate,
hair?
for the love of heaven, would
Miss
you...
Annie, please. I don't think it serves to use
It
on
does you
camera.
though, that's all. It's less trouble to feel sorry for her than to teach her anything better, isn't it?
I fail to see that you've taught her anything yet, Miss
I'll
Sullivan.
begin a chance if you'll leave the room, Captain Killer.
Leave the room!
Everyone, please.
Miss Sullivan, you are here as a paid teacher and nothing more. Not to lecture
I
us.
can't undo 6 years of pity if you can't stand up to one tantrum. Old Stonewall, indeed. Mrs. Keller, you promised me help.
Indeed, I did.
Leave me alone with her. Now.
Katie, come outside with me at once, please.
Sit out, please.
Takes off.
This girl, this cub of a girl, presumes. I tell you, I'm a half a mind to ship her back to Boston before the week is out. You can inform her so from me.
Captain?
She's a hireling. Now, I want to make clear, unless there's an apology and a complete change of manner, she goes back on the next train. Will you make that quite clear?
Where will you be while I make it quite clear?
At the office.
Will you? I thought what she said was exceptionally intelligent. I've been saying it for years.
To his face? Or will you take it as a flag?
Ah!
What am I gonna do, Miss Kate? It's noontime. Dinner's coming. I haven't got in there and cleaned them breakfast dishes up yet.
You run along, Martha.
I can't wait out here a minute longer, Kate. Why, this could go on all afternoon, too.
I'll tell the captain you called.
Now, you hear what Miss Kate say. Never you mind what's going on here. You run along and tend to your own business. Well, shoot.
Say what you like, Kate, but that child is a Keller. I need to remind you that all the Kellers are cousins to General Robert E. Lee. Why, I don't know who that girl is. The only Sullivan I've heard of. From Boston, too. And I think twice before locking her up with that kind. Is that man, John L.
You give her to me, Miss Kate. I'll sneak in the back and put in a crib.
This child never gives me a minute's worry.
Oh, yes. This child ain't to the family, don't you?
What happened? She ate from her own plate. She ate with a spoon herself. And she folded her napkins.
Folded her napkin?
The room's a wreck, but her napkin is folded. I'll be in my room, Mrs. Keller.
Well, don't be long, Miss Annie. Dinner be ready right away.
She folded her napkin. My Helen folded her napkin.
This soul, this blind, deaf, mute woman. Can nothing be done to disinter this human soul? The whole neighborhood would rush to save this woman if she were buried alive by the caving in of a pit, and labor with zeal until she were dug out. Now, if there were one who had as much patience as zeal, he might awaken her to a consciousness of her immortal.
Annie! Annie, you there?
Hush.
Annie, what's that noise?
Just a clock, Jimmy.
Where are they pushing it?
To the dead house.
Annie, doesn't he be dead? There is school!
There's schools outside. Schools, where they teach blind ones worse than you.
To read!
To read. Right, there's schools outside where
There is school! You ain't going to school, are you, Annie?
When I grow up,
You ain't either, Annie. You're going to stay here and take care of
I'm
me.
going to school. I'm going to school when I grow up.
Oh, girl, I must tell you, your brother will be going on a journey soon.
Annie! Goodbye, Annie!
Don't tell anyone that we came from here. Don't tell anyone. Yeah. Don't tell anyone you came from here.
Yeah, don't tell anyone.
Don't tell anyone.
Annie, it hurts to be dead. Forever.
Might awaken her to a consciousness of her immortal nature. The chance is small indeed, but with a smaller chance, they would have dug desperately for her in the pit. And is the life of the soul of less import than that of the body?
Katie, I will not have it. Now, you did not see when that girl after supper tonight went to look for Helen in her room?
No.
Well, the child practically climbed out of her window trying to escape from her. What kind of teacher is she? I thought I'd seen her at her worst this morning, shouting at me. I come home to find the entire house disorganized by her. Oh, Helen won't for 1 second stay in the same room with her. Won't let herself be bathed or undressed or put to bed by her, or even find it by now. And the end result is that you have more to do for that child than before we hired this girl's services. From the moment she stepped off that train, she's been nothing but a burden, incompetent, impertinent, ineffectual, immodest...
She folded her napkin, Captain.
What?
Not ineffectual. Helen did fold her napkin.
What in heaven's name is so extraordinary about folding a napkin?
Well, it's more than you did, Captain.
Katie, I did not bring you all the way out to this garden house to be frivolous. Now, how does Miss Sullivan propose to teach a deaf-blind pupil who won't even let her touch her?
I don't know.
Well, the fact is, today she scuttled any chance she ever had of getting along with that child. Now, if you can see any point of purpose to her staying on, it's more than I can...
What do you wish me to do?
I want you to give her notice.
I can't.
Well, if you won't, I must. I simply... Miss Sullivan.
Captain Keller, finally told me I'd find you both out here in the garden house. I thought we should have a talk.
Yes, we'll come in. Katie?
Captain?
First I wanted to make my position clear to Mrs. Keller here in private. I've decided I'm not satisfied with, in fact I'm deeply dissatisfied
Excuse
with...
me, is this little house ever in use?
Well, in the hunting season, now if you'll give me your attention, Miss Sullivan, I tried to make allowances for you because you come from a part of the country where people, or women I should say, come from for whom which allowances must be made. Now I've decided, nevertheless, that is, decided, Miss Sullivan, I find it difficult to talk through those glasses.
Oh, of course.
Why do you wear them? The sun's been down for an hour.
Any kind of light hurts my eyes.
Oh, put them back on. I've decided to give you another chance.
To do what?
Well, to remain unemployed on two conditions. I am not accustomed to rudeness in servants or women, and that is the first. If you are to stay, there must be a radical change of manner.
Whose?
Well, yours, young lady. And the second is, you must persuade me that there's the slightest hope of you teaching a child who flees from you like the plague to anyone else she can find in the house.
There isn't.
What, Miss Annie?
It's hopeless here. I can't teach a child who runs away.
Then do I understand you
But if we're all
propose...
agreed...
Miss Annie, I am not agreed. I think perhaps you underestimate Helen.
I think everybody else here does.
She did fold her napkin. She learns. She learns. Do you know she began talking when she was 6 months old? She could say water. Not really, wawa. Wawa, but she meant water. She knew what it meant. And only 6 months old. I never saw a child so bright or outgoing. It's still in there somewhere, isn't it? You should have seen her before the illness. Such a good-tempered child.
She's changed.
Miss Annie, put up with it and with us.
Us?
Please, Like the lost lamb in the parable, I love her all the more.
Mrs. Keller, I don't think Helen's worst handicap is deafness or blindness. I think it's your love and your pity.
What does that mean?
All of you here are so sorry for her. You've kept her like a pet. Why, even a dog with housebreak. No wonder she won't let me come near her. It's useless for me to try to teach her language or anything else here. I might as well
Miss Annie, before you came, we spoke of putting her in an asylum.
What kind of asylum?
For mental defectives.
I visited there. I can't tell you what I saw. People like animals with rats in the halls, and what else are we to do if you give up?
Give up?
You said it was hopeless?
Here! Give up? Why, I've seen just today what has to be done to begin. I want complete charge of her.
You already have that. It's resulted in...
No, I mean day and night. She has to be dependent on me.
For what?
Everything. The food she eats, the clothes she wears, fresh air, yes, even the air she breathes. Whatever her body needs is a primer to teach her out of. It's the only way. The one who lets her have it should be her teacher. Not anyone who loves her. You have so many feelings, they fall over each other like feet.
But if she runs from you to us...
Yes, that's the point. I'll have to live with her somewhere else.
What?
Till she learns to depend on and listen to me.
For how long?
As long as it takes. Now, I've packed half my things already.
Miss Sullivan.
Captain Keller, it meets both of your conditions. It's the one way I can get back in touch with Helen, and I don't see how I can be rude to you again if you're not around to interfere with me.
What is your intention if I say no? Pack the other half for home and abandon your charge to...
The asylum? I grew up in such an asylum. Rats, why, my brother Jimmy and I used to play with rats because we didn't have toys. Maybe you'd like to know what Helen will find there not on visiting days. One of the wards was full of the old women. Crippled, blind, most of them dying. But even if what they had was cattle, there was nowhere else to move them. And that's where they put us. There were younger ones too. Prostitutes mostly, with TB and epileptic fits, and a couple of the kind who keep after other girls. Especially young ones. And some insane. Some just had the DTs. There were younger ones in another ward. They are to have babies they didn't want. They started at 13, 14. They'd leave afterwards, but the babies stayed behind. And we played with them too, though most of them had sores all over from diseases you're not supposed to talk about. Not many of them lived. The first year we had 80. 70 died. The room Jimmy and I played in was the dead house, where they kept the bodies till they could dig the graves.
Oh, my dear.
No, it made me strong. But I don't think you need send Helen there. She's strong enough. No, I have no conditions, Captain Keller.
Miss Annie.
Yes?
Where would you take Helen?
Oh, Italy.
What?
Can't have everything. How would this garden house do? Furnish it. Bring Helen here after a long ride so she won't recognize it. And you can see her every day. If she doesn't know. Well,
Is that all?
that's all.
Captain, with your permission?
Why must she depend on you for the food she eats?
I want control of it.
Why?
It's a way to reach her.
You intend to starve her into letting you touch her?
She won't starve, she'll learn. All's fair in love and war, Captain Keller. You never cut supplies?
This is hardly a war.
Well, it's not love. A siege is a siege.
Miss Sullivan, do you like the child?
Do you?
You could have a servant here.
I'll have enough work without looking after a servant. But that boy, Percy, could sleep here, run
We can let
errands.
Percy sleep here, couldn't we,
And
Captain?
some old furniture, all our own.
Captain, do you think that old bedstead in the barn would be too shabby?
I've not yet decided to Percy here, or this house, or to the proposal, or to Miss Sullivan staying on here. Very well, I consent to everything. For 2 weeks. I'll give you 2 weeks in this place, and it'll be a miracle if you get the child to tolerate you.
2 weeks? Miss Annie, can you accomplish anything in 2 weeks?
Anything or not, 2 weeks, and then the child comes back to us. Make up your mind, Miss Sullivan, yes or no.
2 weeks. For one miracle, I'll get her to tolerate me.
You can't think as little of love as you said, or you wouldn't stay.
I didn't come here for love. I came here for money. A. It's the first of many. 26. What's right here? I've always wanted to live in a doll's house.
You don't let go of things easily, do you? How will you win a hand now in this place?
Do I know? I lost my temper and here we are.
No touching, no teaching. Of course, you are bigger than she
I'm
is.
not counting on force, I'm counting on her. That little imp is dying to know.
Know what?
Everything. Every and any crumb in God's creation. Have to use that appetite too.
Maybe she'll teach you
Of course.
that she isn't. That there's such a thing as dullness of heart, acceptance and letting go. Sooner or later we all give up, don't we?
Maybe you all do. It's my idea of the original sin.
What is?
Giving up.
You won't open her. Why can't you let her be? Have some pity on her for being what she is.
If I'd ever once thought like that, I'd be dead.
You will be. Why trouble? Or will you teach me?
Does she know where she is?
We rode her out in the country for 2 hours.
For all she knows, she could be in another town by now.
That's a sign from
I know. In 2 weeks.
Miss Annie, please be good to her these 2 weeks. Try and be very good to her.
I will. What did I get into now?
I just don't understand it. I have every intention of dismissing that girl, not setting her up like some empress.
Yes. What's the secret, sir?
Secret?
That enables her to get anything she wants out of you, and I can't.
She's not getting anything out of me. He's afraid. What does he want out of me?
Don't you know? Everything you forgot. When you forgot my mother.
What? One thing that girl's secret is not, she doesn't fire off one shot and then disappear. Katie, don't mind what he says.
Captain, I am proud of you.
For what?
For letting this girl have what she needs.
Why can't my son be? He can't bear me. Why? You think I treat him as hard as this girl does Helen?
Perhaps you do.
But he has to learn some respect.
Do you like the child? How empty the house is tonight.
No! No, Pity, I won't have it! On either of us. I will touch you! How? How do I make this? Percy! Percy! Percy, get out of bed and come in here, I need you! Percy! Percy, you awake? No. How would you like to play a nice game?
What?
With Helen. She's over here on the floor. Touch her hand.
Let me go! Let me go! She's gonna hit me! She tried to talk!
She can talk. If she only knew. I'll show you how she makes letters. She's mad at me now, though. She won't play. But she knows lots of letters. Here, this one is C. C. Here's another one, A. C. A. C. A. She spells cake, she gets cake. She doesn't know yet that it means this. Isn't it funny? She knows how to spell it and doesn't know she knows. Well, if she won't play it with me, I'll play it with you. Would you like to learn one she doesn't know? M. I. L. K. F. And it's this. M. I. That's an easy one, just the little finger. I. L. Why should I talk to you? I'm teaching Percy a new word. Oh, jealous, are you? All right. Good. So I'm finally back to where I can touch you. Touch and go. No love lost, but here we go. You can go back to bed now, Percy. You've earned your sleep. Thank you. All I have to teach you is one word. Everything. Hush, little baby. Don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. If that mockingbird don't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring. If that diamond ring turns brass, Mama's gonna buy you a looking glass. If that looking glass gets broke, Mama Mama's gonna buy you a billy goat. If that billy goat won't pull, Mama's gonna buy you a cart and bull. If that cart and bull turns over, Mama's gonna buy you a dog named Rover. If that dog named Rover won't bark. Water, Helen, this is water. W-A-T-E-R, water, it has a name. Egg. Egg, E-G-G. Egg, it has a name. The name stands for the thing. Oh, it's so simple. Simple as birth to explain. Helen, the chick has to come out of its shell sometime. You come out too. There's only one way out for you, and it's language. To learn that your fingers can talk and say anything, anything you can name. This is mug. M-U-G. Mug. It has a name, Helen. It has a name.
You haven't eaten, Katie.
I haven't the appetite. I'm too restless. I can't sit to it.
You should eat, my dear. It'll be a long day waiting.
But it's been a short 2 weeks. I never thought life could be so noiseless. Went much too quickly for me.
E-G-G. Egg.
Well, the house has been practically normal, hasn't it?
Jimmy.
Is it wrong to enjoy a quiet breakfast after 5 years? And you two even seem to enjoy each other.
It could be even more noiseless without your tongue running every minute. Haven't you enough feeling to imagine what Katie's been undergoing ever since?
Captain, the 2 weeks have been normal, quiet, all you say, but not short, interminable.
W-A-T-E-R, water. But
I only meant that Miss Sullivan is a boon.
W-A-T-E-R.
Contention, though, it seems.
If and when you're a parent, Jimmy, you'll understand what separation means. The mother loses a protector. You'll learn we don't just keep our children safe, they keep us safe. There are, of course, all kinds of separations. Katie's lived with one kind for 5 years, and another's disappointment in a child.
I feel every day more and more.
Kate, I'm sorry. Open my mouth like that fairy tale and the frogs jump out.
No,
Inadequate.
it has been better for everyone.
If only there was someone to help me.
Kate, what does he want
I need
from
to
me?
teach her as much as
That's
Helen.
not the question. Stand up to the world, Jimmy. That comes first.
But the world is him.
Yes, and no one can do it for you.
Kate, at least could you be my friend?
I am.
My mind is full of jumps and skips. It's undisciplined and undisciplined. Disinter, disinterested, disjoint. Where's discipline? But a dictionary, you have to know how to spell it before you can look up how to spell it. Discipline. 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 Undisciplined.
What are you doing to your eyes, Miss Annie?
Mrs. Keller, I didn't see you there at the window. It's worse than my vanity. I'm learning to spell. It's like a surprise party. The most unexpected characters turn up.
You're not to overwork your eyes.
Well, whatever I spell to Helen, I'd better spell right.
How serene she is.
She learned this stitch yesterday. Now I can't get her to stop. Such a little lady. She'd sooner starve than eat with her fingers.
You've taught us so much these 2 weeks. I would never have thought
Not
that
enough. Obedience isn't enough. Well, she learned 2 nouns this morning. Key and water. Brings her up to 18 nouns and 3 verbs.
But not that
No, not that they mean things. It's still a finger game. No meaning. Mrs. Keller, shall we play our finger game?
How will she learn it?
It will come.
How?
How does a bird learn to fly? We're born to use words. Like wings, it has to come.
How?
All right. I don't know how. I've tried everything I could think of. Whatever she's learned here, keeping herself clean, knitting, meals, setting up exercises. We climb trees, hunt eggs. Yesterday a chick was born in her hands. Everything we do, we always spell. Whatever we do, we never stop spelling. I go to bed with writer's cramp from talking so much.
I worry about you, Miss Annie. You must rest.
Now, she spells back in her sleep. Her fingers make letters when she doesn't know. And those bones, those 5 fingers know, that hand aches to speak out. And something in her mind is asleep. How do I nudge that's awake? That's the one question.
With no answer.
Except keep at it. Like this. I need
more time here.
Spell it.
Because I
Spell
can't.
it! If she ever learns, you'll have a lot to tell each other. Start now.
Miss Sullivan, on my way to the office, I brought Helen to play me.
Outside, please, Captain Keller.
My dear child, the 2 weeks are up days. Surely you
They're
don't...
not up until 6 o'clock.
What difference is a fraction of a day?
Agreement is agreement. Now, you've been very good. I'm sure you can keep it up for a few more hours.
Miss Sullivan, you are a tyrant.
Likewise, I'm sure. Stand there and go till she comes.
I don't think you know how eager we are to have her back in our arms.
I do know. It's my main worry.
It's like expecting a new child in the house. She's so composed, so attractive. You've done wonders for her, Miss Sullivan.
Have I?
If there's anything you want from us in repayment, tell us.
I just told Mrs. Keller I want more time.
Miss Anne.
Another week.
We missed a child. I miss her. I'm glad to say that's a different debt I owe you.
Pay it to Helen. Give her another week.
Doesn't she miss us?
Of course she does. What a wrench this unexplainable exile must be to her. Can you say it's not?
No. But I just know.
Doesn't she need affection too, Miss Annie?
She never shows me she needs it. She won't have any caressing or...
But you are not her mother.
And what would another week accomplish? Why, we are more than satisfied. You've done more for her than we ever thought possible. You taught her, constructed
I can't promise
things
anything.
to do, to behave like, even look like a human child. So manageable, contented, cleaner.
Cleaner!
Well, we say cleanliness is next to godliness, Miss Sullivan.
Cleanliness is next to nothing. She has to learn that everything has its name. That words can be her eyes to the world outside her. And inside too, what is she without words? With them she can think, have ideas, be reached. There's not a thought or fact in the world that can't be hers. You published a newspaper, Captain Keller. Do I have to tell you what words are? And she has them already. 18 nouns and 3 verbs. They're in her
Miss
fingers now. I need only time to push one of them into her mind. One and everything under the sun will follow. Don't you see? What she's learned here's only clearing the way for that. I can't risk her learning it. Give me more time. Another week.
Look. What'd she spell it?
Water?
Why, she's teaching the dog to spell. Well, that dog doesn't know what she means any more than she knows what you mean, Miss Sullivan. I think you ask too much of her and yourself. God may not have meant for Helen to have the eyes you speak of.
I mean her too.
What's it to you? You make us see how we indulge her for your sake? Is the opposite true for you?
Half a week.
An agreement is an agreement.
Mrs. Keller, I want her back.
I'll send Bonnie over to help you pack.
Not until 6 o'clock. I have her until 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Come on, Katie.
No. Dog. Dog. Not water. Here. Water. Water. I don't know how to tell you. Not a soul in the world knows how to tell you, Helen. Helen. Percy. Percy, come in here, please. Take Ben out, please. Yes, what's it to me? They're satisfied? Give them back their child and dog. Both housebroken. Everyone's satisfied. But me and you. Preach. Preach! I wanted to teach you. Everything the earth is full of, Helen. Everything out of its hours for a wink and then it's gone. And what we are on it, the light we bring to it to leave behind in words. You could see 5,000 years back in the light of words. Everything we think, feel, know, and share in words. So not a soul is in darkness. We're done with, even in the grave. And I know that one word, and I can put the world in your hand. And whatever it is to me, I won't take less. How do I tell you that this means a word, and the word means this thing, wool? Or that this, S-T-O-O-L, means this thing, stool. Napkin. Dress. F-A-C-E. Face. M-O-T-H-E-R. Mother. M-O-T-H.
Let her come.
Helen.
You said we'd be together forever. You promised forever and Annie!
But that battle is dead and done with. Why not let it stay buried?
I think God must owe me a resurrection.
What?
And I owe God one.
Forever and ever. Forever and ever and ever.
Miss Annie, I've been waiting to give you this.
What?
It's your first month's salary, with many more to come, I trust. It doesn't express what we feel and doesn't pay our debt for what you've done.
What have I done?
Well, you've taken a wild thing and brought us back a child.
I taught her one thing. No. Don't do this. Don't do that.
Well, it's more than any of
I
us
wanted
could.
to teach her what language is. I wanted to teach her, yes.
You'll have time.
I don't know how. I know without it to do nothing but obey is no gift. Obedience without understanding is a blindness too. That's all I've wished on her.
No, no.
Maybe. I don't know what else to do. Simply go on, keep doing what I've done, and have faith that inside it's waiting, like water underground.
It's enough for us.
You can help, Captain Keller.
How?
Even learning no has been at a cost of much trouble and pain. Don't undo it.
Oh, why should we
The
wish...
world isn't an easy place for anyone. I don't want her just to obey, but to let her have her way in everything is a lie to her. I don't even love her. She's not my child. You've got to stand between that lie and her.
We'll try.
Because I will. As long as you let me stay, that's one promise I'll keep.
Agreed. And we've learned something too, I hope. Won't you come now to supper?
Yes. Why doesn't God pay his debts each month?
I beg your pardon?
Nothing. I used to wonder how I could earn a living.
Oh, you do.
I really do. Now the question is, can I survive it?
May I?
Well, we're glad to have you back too. Probably.
What? Oh, keys. Yes, I'll keep the keys. I think we've had enough of locked doors, too.
Evening, General.
Will you say the grace, Jimmy?
And Jacob was left alone, and wrestled with an angel until the breaking of the day. And the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint, as he wrestled with him. And the angel said, Let me go, for the day breaketh. And Jacob said, I'll not let thee go, except thou bless me. Amen. Oh, you angel.
That was a very strange grace, James.
You stuck the muffins up.
It's from the good book, isn't it?
Well, of course it is, didn't you know?
Yes, I knew.
Ham, Miss Annie?
Please, then why ask?
I meant it is from the good book, and therefore a fitting grace.
Well, I don't know about that.
Miss Annie?
Thank you. There's an awful lot of things in the good book I wouldn't care to hear just before eating.
Well, fitting in the sense that Jacob's thigh was out of joint, and so was his piggies.
I declare, James.
Pickles, Anna?
Oh, I should say so. You know my opinion of your pickles.
This is the last of them, I'm afraid. I didn't put up nearly enough this summer. Next year I plan to...
Reverend looked in at the office today to complain his hens had stopped laying. Poor fellow, he was all out of joint. All he could...
I've always suspected those hens.
Of what?
I think they're pappus. Has he...
James, now you're pulling my lower extremity. No, we'll be...
Miss Annie, don't. It's a very special day. It will be when I give us that. Please, I've hardly had a chance to welcome her
Captain
home.
Keller!
Katie, we had a talk. Miss Annie feels that we indulge Helen in
But
the...
what's the child
She's
done?
learned not to throw things on the floor and kick. It took us the best part of 2 weeks.
But it's only a napkin. It's not as if it were breakable.
And everything she's learned is... Mrs. Keller, I don't think we should play tug of war for her. Either you give her to me or you keep her from kicking.
What do you wish to do?
Let me take her from the table.
Oh, let her stay. My goodness, she's only a child. She doesn't have to wear anything.
Ask outsiders not to interfere.
Ouch! Ouch! Why, I'm your child's aunt.
We'll once hurt so much, Miss Annie. I've made all of Helen's favorite foods tonight.
It's a homecoming party, Miss Annie.
She's testing you, you realize?
She's testing you.
Jimmy, be quiet. Now, she's home now.
I want to
Naturally,
see what will happen at your hands. I said it was my main worry. Is this what you promised me not half an hour ago?
But she's not kicking now.
And not learned not to. Mrs. Keller, teaching her's bound to be painful. To everyone. I know it hurts to watch, but she'll live up to just what you demand of her. And no more.
She's testing you.
Jimmy,
I have an opinion. I think I should be heard.
no one's interested in hearing your opinion.
I'm interested. Of course she's testing me. Let me keep her to what she's learned, and she'll go on learning from me. Take her out of my hands, and it all comes apart. Be bountiful. It's at her expense. Please pass me more of Helen's favorite food.
Take them, Miss Annie.
Thank you.
I'm afraid you're the difficulty, Miss Annie. Now, I'll keep her to what she's learned. You're quite right about that. But I don't see that we need to send her from the table. She is, after all, a guest of honor. Bring her plate back.
If she were a seeing child, not one of you would tolerate 1 minute
Well,
of such
she's
behavior.
not. I think some compromise is called for. Bring her plate back, please. There. It's not unnatural. Most of us have some aversion to our teachers from time to time, and occasionally another hand can smooth things out. Now, shall we start all over?
I think we started all over.
Where are you going?
I treat her like a seeing child because I ask her to see. I expect her to see. Don't undo what I do.
Where are you taking her?
To make her feel this picture again.
You let her speak to you like that, Arthur? A creature who works for you?
No, I don't.
Let her go.
What?
I said, let her go. She's right. She's right. Kate's right. I'm right. You're wrong. You drive her away from here, will be up on my dead chair. It never occurred to me that one of you might be constantly wrong.
Captain?
Sit down. Please sit down.
All right. Come. No, she's not here. Come. W-A-T-E-R. Water. Kathleen.
Fly
Teacher. Teacher.
Teacher?
I